Imagine a warm June night in Beverly Hills, where the palm trees sway gently in the breeze, and the scent of night-blooming jasmine fills the air. Inside a luxurious mansion on Linden Drive, one of the most feared and charismatic men in America sits comfortably on a floral sofa, lost in the pages of the early edition of the Los Angeles Times. He is at the height of his fame, the visionary behind a neon dream in the Nevada desert, unaware that in the shadows of the driveway outside, a sniper is leveling an M1 carbine directly at his head. The peace of the evening is about to be shattered by a hail of lead that will end an era and leave a bloody stain on the history of organized crime. Before we dive deeper into this dark chapter of history, remember to comment, like, share, and subscribe so you don't miss future episodes of the Calendar of Crime. Your support helps us keep these stories alive and ensures you're always the first to know when a new mystery unfolds. Benjamin Siegel, known to the world as Bugsy, was not a man who expected to die in a quiet living room. He was a creature of the streets, a founding member of Murder, Inc., and a man who had survived countless close calls in the brutal gang wars of New York. But by 1947, his focus had shifted from the Atlantic to the Pacific, and more specifically, to a stretch of dusty highway in Las Vegas. He had poured millions of the mob's money into the Flamingo Hotel, a project that was bleeding cash and testing the patience of his oldest friends, including the legendary Meyer Lansky. On this particular Friday night, Siegel was staying at the home of his glamorous and volatile girlfriend, Virginia Hill. She was away in Europe, reportedly after a heated argument with Siegel, leaving him in the company of his associate, Alan Smiley. The two men were relaxing after dinner, the house quiet except for the sound of turning pages. Smiley sat just a few feet away, a witness to the sudden explosion of glass and the terrifying crack of rifle fire that would change everything in an instant. 9 shots tore through the window in rapid succession. The heavy, .30 caliber bullets ripped through the air with devastating force. 2 rounds struck Siegel in the head, while 2 more pierced his torso. The impact was so violent that it literally blew his left eye out of its socket, sending it flying across the room to land on the floor several feet away. Siegel never had a chance to stand, never had a chance to reach for a weapon. He was dead before the newspaper hit the floor. Upstairs, Virginia Hill's brother, Chick, and his girlfriend heard the commotion and rushed down to find a scene of absolute carnage. The smell of gunpowder hung heavy in the room, mixed with the metallic scent of blood. Smiley, miraculously unhurt but covered in glass shards, could only stare in horror at the remains of the man who had once been the king of the underworld. The assassin had vanished into the night, leaving no shell casings on the ground and no fingerprints on the trellis. The news of Siegel's death sent shockwaves through the country, but in Las Vegas, the reaction was chillingly efficient. Within minutes of the shooting, associates of Meyer Lansky walked into the Flamingo Hotel and announced that they were taking over. It was a clear signal that the hit had been sanctioned at the highest levels of the commission. The green book of the mob had been balanced, and Bugsy Siegel was the debt that had finally been paid in full. To this day, the identity of the shooter remains one of the great mysteries of the 20th century. Some point to Eddie Cannizaro, a hitman for the Dragna family, while others believe it was a personal matter involving Virginia Hill's brothers. Regardless of who pulled the trigger, the murder of Bugsy Siegel marked the end of the celebrity gangster era and the beginning of the corporate-controlled Las Vegas we know today. His dream lived on, but he wasn't there to see the neon lights flicker to life. Thanks for watching. Please comment, share, like, and subscribe for future episodes from the Calendar of Crime.